What is up, youth? It is Jonesy. What's going on? So glad you could tune in tonight. We have an amazing night planned and we're so glad you're here. So we're gonna start the night off with a pretty awesome game I like to call Suck It Up. The way this game works is we have members of our youth team. Each one is going to grab a cup and put the cup under their fridge water dispenser. As the water dispenses out of the refrigerator, they're going to suck the water up through the cup. We're gonna start a timer as they begin, and whoever lasts the longest without the cup overflowing is our winner for tonight. So, without further ado, let's get this game rolling.
All right, here we go. That's all I got. That's it.
Alright guys, hopefully this isn't painful. Here we go. Oh, okay, sorry, my belly was full.
Alright, you see everyone with their like tiny little streams going here, they got nothing. We're gonna try something different. We're gonna see how long I can go while the water's actually running. None of that little dribble stuff. Won't even care. 30 seconds, easy, here we go. You ready?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm gonna explode. Here we go. Best time.
I always wanted to be great at something that matters, something that people will remember.
You okay?
Oh.
Wow, that was truly incredible. We hope you guys enjoyed that, and without further ado, I'd like to announce our winner. The winner is... Wow. Truly incredible. I think we all kind of knew, somewhere in our hearts, that they would be the winner. So guys, so glad you're here, so glad you're tuning in, and after all this, I am going to pass it off to my man, Jake.
What's up, youth? If you don't know me, my name is Jake. I'm one of the high school interns here, and I'm so excited to be kicking off this brand new series that we're starting tonight called the COVID Dilemma. Throughout this series, we are basically just going to be going through the story of the Israelites and some of the trials that they had to overcome by putting their trust in God. So to kick it off tonight, we're going to be in Exodus 14, verses 5 through 25. So now that the year of Zoom school is over for some of you, and it's coming to an end for some of you, a lot of you are graduating high school, and a lot of you are graduating middle school, which is super, super awesome. It's really reminding me of back when I was still in school, back when I was a senior. I decided to apply to a bunch of different colleges. I don't really have a number, but it was a bunch. Some of them were in-state, some of them were out-of-state. A couple of them I applied to because I really had no chance of getting in. It was just kind of for fun. So I did not get into Yale. Spoiler alert. That was a tough rejection letter. I don't want to talk about it. But yeah, so I applied to a bunch of schools, but I pretty much had my heart set on the fact that I wanted to go to GCU, to Grand Canyon University. So my best buddy, Luke, and I were planning on rooming together with a couple of our other buddies. Yeah, we're just gonna room together. We're gonna go meet a bunch of new people, hang out, make memories, and then sometimes go to class. We were literally gonna treat college like a summer camp that costs way more money. But yeah, I just wanted to be super comfortable. So I had my buddy there, my best buddy, and a couple of my other buddies, super comfortable. So I graduated from a class of 67 people in high school. And I know that 67 people sounds small, but don't worry. It was like actually really, really, really small. So yeah, these 67 people over the course of 4 years, you get to know them super well. Like with having all of the same classes with them, doing all of these same events with them, you get to know them really, really, really well. And out of these 67 people, roughly 30 of them were also planning on going to GCU in the fall. So basically, GCU would be an extension of high school for me because half of my senior class was going there. I'm living with my best buddy. I knew a bunch of people already. It was 40 minutes away from home. Nothing new, nothing really new and exciting except for, the general feeling of starting college. So I was set. I was super excited. But then after I got my classes and I was waiting to figure out where I was going to go live, the dorm room I was going to live in, I got a letter in the mail from a school called Vanguard University of Southern California, which is located in Southern California, if you didn't know. And basically this letter said, hey, we saw you applied and you're accepted. You can come here for college. And I was like, that is super cool. I didn't only get accepted to one school, but I got accepted to 2 schools, which is super awesome. Out of the, however many thousand I actually applied to, not 1,000, but it was a lot. But yeah, so I got accepted to this school, but I was like, cool, but I'm still going to GCU. So the next couple of days after that, I had this random letter in my house from this random school that I didn't know anybody there, didn't know anybody going there. I had only been on that campus one time, 6 hours away, out of state, not interested, right? But then over the next couple of days, I started to feel this weird conviction where I felt like God was calling me to go to this school. And after talking to some mentors and praying about it a lot, I came to the conclusion that that is in fact what was happening. God was calling me to this random school that I, knew nobody. And I was like, I don't know if I really want to do this, I don't know anybody there. So I had a decision to make. Was I going to go to GCU and be comfortable, go there and know, half of the people there, be 40 minutes away from home, not really put myself out there? Or am I going to go to this random school where I have to meet all new people, all new experiences in a completely new place, right? And just put my trust in God and trust that He's going to take care of everything. I have a decision to make. So maybe some of you are feeling that same tension. Maybe not necessarily with what college you're going to go to, but maybe it's just like that weird tension between, choosing whether or not you want to join a small group or a community, or choosing whether or not you're going to start going back to services when we start back up again. Something like that, something that might just make you a little bit choosing comfort over discomfort. So I want to challenge you and say, what is God calling you to step into out of your comfort zone? In our passage that we're going to read tonight, we find that the Israelites are faced with the same choice. So to give a little bit of backstory, the Israelites who have been slaves in Egypt for the past 430 years, if you thought that the last 4 months was long, imagine 430 years of this, right? But they finally regained their freedom. They finally packed up all their stuff and they're like, we're out of here, right? But after they left, they've been wandering through the desert, the wilderness, as it's called, looking for this place called the Promised Land. You've probably heard of it. It's an actual place. So that's what they're looking for. They're following God, trying to find this place called the Promised Land. So they have this route that they're on, and God basically reroutes them to this place. I'm going to try and pronounce it here. I'm probably going to butcher it. It's called Pi-Hahiroth. And it's a place called Pi-Hahiroth between a place called Migdol and the Red Sea. So God rerouted the Israelites to basically entice the Egyptians that they literally just escaped from to come and chase after them and try and enslave them and capture them again. And you might be thinking, like, why would God do that? Why would He just delivered them from these people? Why would He do that? But he actually tells the Israelites in verse 14, or in 14:4, Exodus 14:4, good grief, that he is doing this in order to display his glory through Pharaoh, who is the Egyptian king, and his whole army. So in verse 5, it says, "When word reached the king of Egypt, that is, the Israelites, had fled, Pharaoh and his officials changed their minds. 'What have we done, letting all those Israelite slaves get away?' they asked. So Pharaoh harnessed his chariot and called up his troops. He took with him 600 of Egypt's best chariots, along with the rest of the chariots of Egypt, each with its commander. The Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, so he chased after the people of Israel, who had left with fists raised in defiance. The Egyptians chased after them with all the force in Pharaoh's army, all his horses and chariots, his charioteers, and his troops. The Egyptians caught up with the people of Israel as they were camped beside the shore near Pi-Hahiroth across from Baal-Zephon. As Pharaoh approached, the people of Israel looked up and panicked when they saw the Egyptians overtaking them. They cried out to the Lord, and they said to Moses, 'Why did you bring us out here to die in the wilderness? Weren't there enough graves for us in Egypt? What have you done to us? Why did you make us leave Egypt? Didn't we tell you this would happen while we were still in Egypt? We said, leave us alone. Let us be slaves to the Egyptians. It's better to be a slave in Egypt than a corpse in the wilderness.'" So once the Egyptians caught up to the Israelites, it seemed like all hope was lost. The Egyptians were behind them, ready to fight them, kill them, enslave them, whatever. And in front of them was this massive body of water, which was the Red Sea, that was too big to swim across with the 600,000 Israelites, and it's too big to go around it. So they were pretty much stuck in a corner with nowhere to go. So at this point, the Israelites start turning on God. They're like, "Why did you tell us to leave? Like, we were comfortable. Why did you tell us to go?" They were saying that they would rather go back to Egypt and be slaves again than put their trust in God and just trust that he's going to work and deliver them. They would have rather stayed where it is comfortable than step out on a limb and put their faith in him and let him work. In a moment where it seems hopeless, our immediate human reaction is to desire comfort. You know, you're in that weird situation, you're like, I just want to leave and go home and like be comfortable, go lay in my bed, do whatever. You just want to be comfortable, right? And the Israelites are no exception to this. As humans, we fear not being in control. We fear taking a step into the unknown because we don't know what's going to happen, and we don't like that. We don't like not knowing, right? This is what I was feeling when I was trying to decide to go to GC or Vanguard. And maybe some of you are feeling that weird tension too. You feel this urge to step out of your comfort zone, but you really don't want to because you don't know what's going to happen and you don't know if everything will be okay. But what does Moses say in verse 13 to the Israelites? He says this. He says, "But Moses told the people, 'Do not be afraid. Just stand still and watch the Lord rescue you today. The Egyptians you see today will never be seen again. The Lord himself will fight for you. Just stay calm.'" Now that's pretty encouraging. But in verse 15, "Then the Lord said to Moses, 'Why are you crying out to me? Tell the people to get moving. Pick up your staff and raise your hand over the sea. Divide the water so the Israelites can walk through the middle of the sea on dry ground. And I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians, and they will charge in after the Israelites. My great glory will be displayed through Pharaoh and his troops, his chariots and his charioteers. When my glory is displayed through them, all Egypt will see my glory and know that I am the Lord.'" So after he says that, Moses pretty much just raises his staff, the water comes up, and then there's water that was literally soaking wet seconds before is bone dry, and the Israelites can walk across it. So that all of the Israelites start flocking across this ocean, or this sea, right, on dry land. And they get to the other side, and the Egyptians are following them into these huge, massive water walls on either side of them, following them in, just tunnel vision on getting the Israelites. And the last Israelite crosses to the shore, and the water just floods in, killing all of the Egyptians. And the Bible literally says not a single one of them survived. So when everything seemed hopeless, when it looked like there was no way out, the Israelites, instead of choosing to go back to what they knew, they decided to take a step into what they knew it could be, right? They chose obedience over comfort. They chose obedience over safety. And most importantly, they chose God over themselves. They wanted to surrender. They wanted to go back to what they were familiar with. They wanted to just, not have any problem and just go back and be slaves in Egypt, where they knew they had a bed, they knew they had food, right? But that's not what God wanted for them. So instead of listening to themselves, they listened to God. They put their full trust in God, and they stepped onto the dry floor of the Red Sea. Right now, as we're all stuck in quarantine, it can feel like we are in somewhat the same shoes the Israelites were. Now, we probably don't have, raging Egyptians on our left and like a massive ocean on our right. Hopefully not. But however, it is possible that a lot of you are stuck in this weird dilemma, like the Israelites, that you can't quite figure out. It might feel like you're stuck in the middle of something that seems an impossible situation to get out of. So I don't know what your Egypt is. Your Egypt could be, staying in that toxic relationship that you've been in for 3 years just because it's familiar. You know what to expect from it. Or, maybe it's, partying every night because it's fun and it's comfortable and you don't really have any risk involved. Or maybe it's even just playing Fortnite all day long because that's what you're familiar with. That's what you understand, right? But I can tell you right now, whatever your Egypt is, do not go back to it. Don't go back to the place of comfort. Don't go back to spending all of your time on TikTok or Instagram or Twitter instead of spending time with God. Don't go back to the place where you're doing things that you shouldn't be doing just because you know what to expect. The only way to truly grow and step out of your comfort zone. A leap of faith doesn't always have to be a leap. It can be a small step onto dry land. Take a step onto the dry land. Take one small step into being uncomfortable, and the rewards will be insurmountable. I know being uncomfortable is scary. I truly get it, because I went to Vanguard. I didn't know anybody there. I roomed with 2 random dudes. I had no idea. I had to meet all new people. And guess what? It was absolutely amazing. I don't go there anymore, but I still talk to those people all the time. It's absolutely amazing. I stepped out of my comfort zone. I trusted in God, and that's what happened, right? One way to grow your faith, one way to grow as a person, is instead of relying on your own desires, your own wants, put your trust in God. Put God's wants before your own. I hate to break it to you, but you don't always know what's best for you. I don't know what's best for me. You don't know what's best for you. Only God knows what's best for us, right? Putting your trust in God is the one place where you can know for 100% certain fact that you will never, ever be let down. God will never fail you. He will not make promises that he doesn't intend to keep, okay? Maybe the thing you need to do to step out of your comfort zone is start a Bible reading plan, or literally just pick up the Bible and start reading. It doesn't matter where, just pick it up and start reading it. Maybe that's outside of your comfort zone. Or maybe, listen to worship music instead of listening to rap music. Do something as small as it can be to step outside of your comfort zone and get you moving into what God has for you. And God can and will take you to places you have never imagined. I want you to find your Egypt, and I want you to run away from it for good.
Hey, welcome youth. We're here to worship Jesus together. Psalm 100 says to worship the Lord with gladness, to shout for joy to him, and come before him with offerings of praise. So we're going to do just that together as we sing this out. People, we sing. And people come together, strangers, neighbors, our blood is one, and children of generations, of every nation, of kingdom come. Don't let your heart, and don't let your heart be troubled. Hold your head up high, don't fear no evil. Fix your eyes on this one truth. God is madly in love with you. So take courage, hold on, be strong. Remember where our help comes from. Hey, oh, 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 oh. our Jesus. Jesus, our redemption, our salvation is in his blood. Sing your name. And Jesus, light of heaven, friend forever, his kingdom come. With all we are, don't let your heart be troubled. Hold your head up high, don't fear no evil. And fix your eyes on this one truth. God is madly in love with you. So take courage, hold on, be strong. Remember where our help comes from. Hey, oh, 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 The Bible said that the Lord is good and that his faithfulness endures through all generations. So in response to who he is, we sing this out. Swing wide.
Let the praise go up as the walls come down. All creation, everything with breath, repeat the sound of his children. Clean hands, pure hearts, good grace, good God. His name is Jesus.
A little bit louder now. Swing wide. Swing wide. Are you heavens? Let the praise go up as the walls come down. All creation, everything with breath, repeat the sound. All his children, clean hands, pure hearts, good grace, good God. His name is Jesus. We swing wide. Swing wide. Are you heavens? Let the praise go up as the walls come down. All creation, everything with breath, repeat the sound. All his children, clean hands, pure hearts, good grace, good God. His name is Jesus. With all our heart we praise. With all our attention. Swing, all you heavens, let the praise go up as the walls come down. All creation, everything with breath, repeat the sound. All his children, clean hands, pure hearts, good grace, good God. His name is Jesus. Amen, church. Thank you so much for worshiping with us. We love you. We'll see you next time.
Well, hey guys, that's all we got for tonight. Thanks for watching. I just want to say, I miss you. All of us, we miss you guys so much, and I hope that we get to be together in person soon. But in the meantime, I just want to encourage you, make sure you stay connected in community. Okay, high school communities are happening tonight at 7:30. Make sure you jump in. And if you're in middle school, don't forget it's this Wednesday, same time, 7:30 this Wednesday. If you're in middle school, make sure you jump in and stay connected into a community. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe this channel. If you enjoyed it, share it with a friend, and make sure you follow us on Instagram to stay up to date with everything going on in the youth ministry. Follow us at Rock Point HS or Rock Point MS, again, to stay connected with all the latest information. We love you guys. Have a great night. We'll see you guys soon.